we've been waiting so long for the Wegner automotive. Oh man, Red made me give it a little kissy. Very rarely, guys, do I get a Christmas gift early. I get one. So this is for me. This is the Wegner Serpentine belt system that's specifically designed for the LT5. This only works on the LT5, not the 4. You know, just because of the belt configuration and the snout. So this is the one I always had my eyes on it. You know what I mean? The one that I wanted, and we have to have it now for fitment. We got the motor, if you guys remember, in the Cadillac, but we really wanted to put the Serpentine belt on to make sure it wasn't no clearance issues, because it has a bigger harmonic balancer. But we're gonna get in details of that. But this is a sexy kit. I'm gonna let my guy Teasy get some videos just to kind of show what it looked like initially when we ordered it, and then we're also gonna add our VTSV Auto touch to it. So you know we don't leave nothing untouched here, man. Every boat, every product, we're gonna actually put our hand on it and touch it. So coming soon, man. Wegner Automotive Serpentine Belt Kit, LT5, VTSV Auto. We don't play no games. Tell your mama about it. Tell your uncle about it, man. Listen. VTSV Auto, what's going on, guys? I don't know if y'all can feel it, but I'm excited. You know, y'all seen me hugging the box. It's time for me to give you guys, you know, exactly what's going on here. This is our Wegner LT5 Serpentine Belt Kit install. Kind of box open and a little bit of everything. We've been waiting a few months for this Serpentine Belt Kit. This is specifically designed for the LT5 that we're going with in the Caddy, and just putting it together, opening it up, checking out some of the things. I'm gonna show you the kit we selected and a couple of, you know, issues that would, you know, you would run into when you building kind of custom cars with parts and pieces that you never actually had or was designed to go into this car. Most of these parts that you buy are universal fit, meaning you're gonna have to figure out the best way mounting, things like that nature, of the motor, serpentine belt kit, etc. So just want to go over a couple things that, you know, when I like, you know, things I noticed inside of the box. Very good, colorful instructions, you know, for dinosaurs like me. You know, it's easy to read along and figure out, you know, exactly what goes where. So I do like that. I noticed that it came with a water pump, and the water pump is the same exact water pump that's on the car from the factory. The only thing I noticed difference is this billet hub that's been pressed on to accept Wegner's pulley. So it's probably the same one, and we're just going to leave it off for now because I have intention on painting the motor. So instead of take that one off, put this one on, and then we're going to have to take all the components off anyway to paint it. I just leave it on, leave the factory one on just for fitment. You know, see how everything lines up. And I'm gonna show you one thing that I noticed immediately. I knew when I bought the kit it was an area of concern as far as clearance, just because I knew how the K member of my frame was and where the motor, you know, would have to be located. I knew it would be close, so I'm gonna show you that as well. But I just want to first show you the product. You know, nice. We opted for you could get it in polished aluminum. We went with the black anodized. I also like the upgraded, you know, groove in it that shows you that nice billet, you know, so it give it a good contrast. So I did tell you I plan on paint things, you know, here at VTSV Auto. We're not satisfied with the norm. We're gonna kind of add our own little spin to it. So, but it'll be real nice. I'm gonna mask up all of the billet grooves and just paint the black area. So you'll still have the effect of the billet, but I'm gonna add the unique color that I choose to add to the motor of the Serpentine belt kit. So that's pretty dope. I like it. It looks good enough to leave it, you know, so I understand if you do, you know. Couple things we just looking at, you know, how I'm gonna lay it out. The reason why we haven't been back on the LT5. You guys been following on the LT5. This was another component that was needed to finalize motor fitment, and I'm gonna show you why. Here at VTSV Auto, you know, we practice fitment. We always talk about fitment. We want to let you know the importance of fitment, because that's when you get in the areas of problems, when you pre-assume that things are going to fit. You paint the car, put everything back together, and try to fit the motor in, and it's a clearance issue. So that's why we take the time, put everything together, mock it up, make sure it's, you know, where we wanted it, and then we'll go ahead and blow it apart, do whatever paint we want to do to it. So inside of the box, when you open it up, we did opt for the upgrade. We're a dealer of McMahon alternators. McMahon makes very good alternators. So this one is a 370. We got the upgraded, we got the 370 amp alternator, billet same way for the car. This kit, initially this motor from the factory is an 11 rib for the supercharger pulley, and you have a 6 rib for your normal, you know, water pump, AC, power steering, things like that. This kit is actually a 10 rib. So you receive a new harmonic balancer. They, you know, use good products. So they use ATI, which makes, you know, you guys know they're super dampers. So, you know, you have one that's a 10 rib to fit right on the LT5, specifically designed for the LT5. So, and it's SFI certified. So good quality things that goes into, you know, these bills. This is a little bit over a $4,000 kit, so, you know, you do expect some type of quality with it as well. So all of the parts come in, you know, nice. All of the bolts and stuff lined up with it. So now it's on me to go ahead and start putting it together and checking the fitment out. So dope product. I do like it so far as we go. But I just want to show you guys something. Part 1 in the instruction manual lets you know after you put the water pump on. I told you we're not going to put the water pump on now, just because we don't want to put it on twice after we paint it. So, but also it goes to your tensioner at the lower bottom part of the motor. I knew in the design, when I saw it, I knew that this part here was going to be an area of concern for me, just because of my K member here. I knew that when it mounts, there's going to be a chance that this tensioner will have a issue with where it lines up with my K member. And if you can see, you got about a ½ inch of clearance right here. So we still got to mount the tensioner wheel and everything on to make sure we have clearance. This just lets me know that I can't go any lower with the motor because of the touch. But this is where my original motor mount was here. So let's say if the tensioner is here, I can, you know, notch, make me a flush piece that gives me the clearance and weld everything back up. You know, so that's something simple. But this is another reason why fitment. You want to put it in, put everything together, make sure you don't have any clearances. We'll put the hood on, we'll put the radiator support back in, you know, everything back together to make sure nothing touches. And then we'll blow it apart and we'll know everything fit, and then we can go forward with whatever's next painting. If we're going to change the powder coating, whatever color I'm going to do with the car, you know. So, but yeah, it's a nice product. It's coming together, it's expected like I would, and, you know, as I expected, you know. So y'all stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and keep working at it, getting this put on to make sure we don't run into any more clearance issues. But VTSV Auto, we're going to keep you updated on all the latest and the greatest products, man. We do what we do. VTSV Auto, I got my happy face on. Better believe it. You know, anytime I'm working on this one here, this is personal glory. right here. So real quick, you know, not to hold back too long, as you can see, we got the Wegner Serpentine belt kit that was exclusively designed for the LT5. It's different from the LT4. So this is only for the LT5. I just want to go over a couple things. I bolted it up. Obviously, if you do know, you probably already know that we're gonna paint this motor, dress it up. But right now, we're just installing the LT5 into the Cadillac for fitment issues. We have to do this because you're adding so many different components. You want to make sure everything fits, no problem. So we got the Serpentine, but I just want to highlight a couple features. I did go with the upgraded billet lubes inside of it. I thought that really sets the tone for it. If I do paint it, I'm going to save those and then put my choice of color around it. So a lot of masking, a lot of detail work, but I'm definitely going to be stoked about it. It does come with a new harmonic balancer. This is a 10 rib pulley, and the one from the factory was 11 rib. It does put the supercharger pulley in a different spot than what it was from the factory, but everything's lined up. The biggest issue that we went over was this one here. Back when we had the motor back and lower, if we would have left it there, which is why I stopped for those guys that's been following along the LT5 install, is because without the Serpentine belt bolted on, I don't know what's gonna hit. So we stopped. Now we put the Serpentine belt on to make sure we don't have any clearance issues, you know, and then that'll let us know exactly where we have to put the motor in order for it to work with the supercharger, with the Serpentine belt kit, and have, you know, good clearance of everything. So another thing, it comes with a new water pump, and I was looking at it like, okay, it must be a new water pump, which is why they, you know, but I looked, I'm like, wait a minute, it looked exactly like the old one. So I'm wondering, why did they give you a whole new water pump? Once I started putting it together, I realized why. The pulley, the original pulley here, is pressed on. The pulley size is too big for the AC bracket to fit in the right location. So the new water pump, same water pump as this one, it just comes with a different pulley pressed on to be able to add the pulley. You know, you can't do that on this one. So that's nice, you know, has a new water pump, but I'm, for just fitment purposes, I'm bolting everything up to make sure we got all the clearance we need, and that'll be pretty much it. And then we'll take everything back apart, paint it, and then put everything back together, final fitment. I do want to go over that it comes with 2 supercharged pulleys. This is a supercharger pulley. Obviously, I say this is a 10 rib, from the factory is 11. So you got to put the matching supercharger pulley up top. Now, as you change these going up and down in size, the size of your supercharger pulley and your harmonic balancer pulley dictates the amount of boost that this motor sees. So the bigger one, the 3.470, with this harmonic balancer pulley, puts you in a factory setting almost. The smaller one is, once you reduce it down to the smaller one, is how you get more boost, and you take this 800 horsepower motor to 1,000 horsepower. You know, simply with a pulley change, porting the blower, you know, adding a little extra fuel to it, you'll be at 1,000 horsepower. That's what I really like about this motor. So I love the kit. I love the detail, you know, very professional looking, you know, my type of stuff. Like, it's a $4,500 Serpentine belt kit, but, you know, other than that, you know, it's definitely worth the money that you pay for it. I'm a McMahon fan of alternators. We're actually a dealer of McMahon, but the kit, you can order it with a McMahon alternator. So we opted for the upgraded 370 amp. This is the same one that's on my truck. We also have a McMahon, a 240 amp on the orange car, for those guys that seen the orange car that I did and remember my uncle. That was his car before he died. But everything I have is tried and true. You know, like McMahon I had on my cars back in the day when I was fixing up cars when I was in college. and it was very impressive. A music shop that I took it to, you know, I bought the alternator and it wasn't from them, so they was trying to really trash it. So they said, we got an alternator tester, and they put the 240 V-belt, not even Serpentine. Serpentine is gonna have more grip than the old school V-belt, but it was a V-belt pulley 240 amp alternator that I put on my Caddy back in the day, and it did 260 on the amp meter. So needless to say, that company is now selling McMahon. So that's not the only good company that make alternators, but I definitely got a good relationship with those alternators. So I put my thumbs up for those. So keep in mind the LT5, these came in the newer model Corvettes. They didn't have power steering pumps. It was electric power steering on the new cars. So this Serpentine belt does give you a power steering pump, to where you can still have your power steering, where you don't have to put the electrical power steering inside of a classic vehicle. So it gives you everything you need. Obviously the AC sit over here. You got your water pump, and then all of your adjustment pulleys and everything. So we're moving right along. We're gonna hook the engine horse back up to it, and then I'll be able to fine tune exact fitment. Where we sitting now, look like I might be able to come forward a little bit and go down. But you know, we know we got the clearance that we need, even if we had to do any cutting. But I think I can kind of save it without cutting and keep the factory frame original. So stay tuned, guys. I'm very excited about this project. For those of y'all who don't know, we'll put the name up. This is the Wegner Serpentine belt kit for the LT5. You know, this is the one that even on GM websites, they had it on there as well. So it's not a GM product, it's an aftermarket product, but it's designed specifically and well designed for the LT5. So everything is looking good, man. Y'all stay tuned. So VTSV Auto, new, latest products. We on top of you. You won't be left out. Stay tuned. Let's go. We champs, baby. Champs, let's go.